Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a corner-to-corner bookmark. We'll be changing colors, so this is a good, easy tutorial if you want to make a corner-to-corner anything changing colors. Now I have a rainbow of colors here. These are all 4-weight acrylic yarn. I picked these up at Hobby Lobby years ago. I don't have the tag. I don't know how much was in each ball. There wasn't very much, so I'm always trying to look for little small projects to use this yarn up. I will be using a 4mm crochet hook. You'll also need scissors and, of course, the yarn needle to weave in all of your ends. And there will be a lot of ends in this one. To start, we're going to grab our first color. And we're going to start with a slip knot on our hook. Once you have your slip knot on your hook, chain 6. We have a chain of 6. We're going to work back into the 4th chain from the hook, so count backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4. Into that 4th chain we're going to work a double crochet, you should have 2 chains left. Into each of those work a double crochet, so a double crochet into the next. Into the last chain we're going to work our double crochet halfway. When you have 2 loops on your hook, stop, pick up your next color, wrap it around your hook just like that, and pull that new color through, and you have changed colors. At this point I'm going to snip off my first color here. I don't want it getting too tangled. I'm going to pick up my new color. I'm going to chain 6. I'm going to work back into the 4th chain, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to work a double crochet, a double crochet into the next, and a double crochet into that last chain. And just be careful with that one since that's close to where we joined our new color. So you should have something that looks like this. We are going to flip this on its side and join this block to this. You want to find that space in between your part of your chain, which is actually counts as a double crochet. So there should be a little space there, and you're just going to slip stitch, chain 3, and work 3 double crochets into that space. On the 3rd double crochet, so on your last double crochet, you want to stop so you can change colors. Pick up your next color, put it over your hook, and slip stitch, finish that double crochet. You've changed colors. Again, I'm going to cut my old color so it's not in the way. Pick up my new color. I'm going to chain 6, work back into the 4th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to work a double crochet, a double crochet into the next, and a double crochet into that last chain. we're going to flip the orange and red. We're going to slip stitch, so we want to join that to the top. You'll see there's a space right there. Slip stitch, chain 3, and work 3 more double crochets into that same space. Going to slip stitch, chain 3, and work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and then on that third one I'm going to work half that double crochet and stop. Pick up my new color, and change colors. Going to cut that yellow so it's out of the way, and yes, you will have a lot of tails to weave in with this one. Chain 6, into the 4th chain from the hook you're going to double crochet, double crochet into the next chain, double crochet into that 1st chain. You can always tighten up your color changes if they feel like they're too loose. Once you have worked that next box, we're going to turn, slip stitch, and we're going to work the same thing. We're going to work a box here and a box here, and then I will show you what we're going to do next. I'm going to slip stitch, and now because we want to stop the increases on this side, I'm going to slip stitch up the top here. So I'm going to chain 1, turn, and just slip stitch along, slip stitch into that space, bring in your new color, and complete that slip stitch. And I've already snipped my green, so that's out of the way. Now we're working with blue. Working with your new color, we're going to chain 3 and work our 3 double crochets into that space. Because we don't want to increase, we're now working straight up. Slip stitch into that space in between your double crochets, chain 3, work 3 double crochets, slip stitch, chain 3, and work 3 double crochets. Remember on the last double crochet to change colors. So there's my last double crochet. I'm going to work half of it, pick up my new color, and finish that double crochet. Cut the blue, going to chain 6, work into the 4th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, work a double crochet, double crochet into the next, and a double crochet into that last chain. We're going to turn everything, join with a slip stitch, and you can see how we're increasing, continuing to increase on one side and stopping the increase on the other. So this will form our long rectangle bookmark. Chain 3 and continue to work down this short side, slip stitch. Now we're not going to increase here, going to chain 1, turn, and this is where we want to slip stitch. We haven't changed colors yet, so just slip stitch across. We want to get to this space in between our double crochets. Once you are at that space, start your slip stitch, stop, change colors. And finish that slip stitch. I'm going to cut my purple and start working with the red. So this is, we're not increasing on this side. So I'm just going to chain 3 and work into that space. 3 double crochets. You can try to work over your tails as much as possible. It'll make it a little easier at the end so you don't have so many ends to weave in. Go to the next slip stitch, chain 3, and 3 double crochets. And you're always working in that space in between, that last space in between your double crochets. This is an increase, so we need another box on top. On your last double crochet, you're going to work half of it. Pick up your next color and change colors. So finish that double crochet with the new color. Cut the old color. Chain 6, work into the 4th chain from the hook, and you work a double crochet, double crochet into the next, and double crochet into that first chain, turn, slip stitch to join that new box on top, chain 3, and just work the pattern along as we have been. I finished my orange section. I'm going to pick up my new color and complete that slip stitch and continue on. So I'm going to keep working. I will show you how to square this off once I get closer to the end, and then we'll have a little corner to corner rainbow bookmark. Now I am happy with the length, so I want to start squaring this top off, and you can do this at any point whenever you feel like your bookmark is the right size. One more double crochet, and I am going to complete that double crochet because I am not increasing anymore, so I don't need to change colors for the block on top. We're going to start working this way. I'm going to chain one, turn, again slip stitch across, slip stitch into that space. I'm not going to finish the slip stitch. I'm going to bring in my new color and finish that slip stitch. I'm going to cut my blue so it's out of the way. And remember to leave your ends, your tails fairly long, just so you have room to weave them in at the end. So we're going to continue as we have been, chain 3 since we're no longer increasing, and work your 3 double crochets into that space in between the double crochets from the previous little box. Slip stitch and work another box, so chain 3 and 3 double crochets. And slip stitch. We have one lone little box up here that needs to be filled in. Because we're no longer increasing, I'm going to chain 1, slip stitch across, slip stitch into that space in between your double crochets. Do not finish it if you're changing colors. Pick up your new color and change colors here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this purple so it's out of the way. And now we can work our last box, chain 3 and 3 double crochets in that space, the space in between your double crochets from the last box. And slip stitch to join. And now we have squared off our bookmark. I'm going to fasten off here and take a minute to weave in all of those fun ends. Once you have taken care of all of those really fun ends, you'll have a long rectangle that looks something like this. If you'd like to add a tassel, here's how we do it. Pick up any color that you want. You're going to start with a slip knot on your hook, and you're just going to go into a corner, any corner. So decide which you like best for the front or the back, which side you want on top or the bottom, and you're just going to slip stitch to any corner space. Once you have slip stitched to the corner, you're going to want to make a long chain. I'm going to chain about 20. Once you have your desired length for your chain, we're going to create a little tassel. So you can drop your work and your hook, and what you're going to want to do is take the colors that you want in your tassel and just cut about, I would say, 8 to 12 inches. The longer the better. It'll make it easier to work the tassel. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut a few strands of each of these colors for my tassel, and then we can put it on the end of our chain. You're going to want to line them up as evenly as possible. It's okay if some are longer or shorter than the others. we're going to be working with the middle, and you can always trim up the ends as you need to once you're finished. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got enough on both sides and find that middle of the pieces of yarn. You're going to take your end of chain here and just pull so you have a large loop. So you see, just pull up on that so you've got that large loop, and we're going to work our tassel through that loop. I'm going to grab my strands, create a little loop here. So this is a little bit awkward, but you want to create that loop. So usually put 2 fingers in between, go up through the chain loop here, and you want to get that chain loop down there. You don't want him in the way. This is where I say it's easier to work with longer strands so you don't lose any of the strands in the process. And you're just going to make a tassel. So you want all of these ends to come up and through that loop like this. And then just going to gently tug on it. I'm going to start tugging on my chain here to kind of tighten everything up. And pull all of your strands tight. And once you have everything tightened, you can trim the ends. So I'm going to weave in this purple end. I've dropped my hook off of that chain end, sort of like a fasten off, and I'm going to just sew underneath those strands there and have this purple strand come out to be part of the tassel. I'm going to weave in this top end, and we'll have a nice rainbow bookmark. And there we have our nice little corner to corner rainbow bookmark. Now this pattern can obviously be used for larger things like blankets, but I thought it was kind of cute as a bookmark. We added a nice little chain and a tassel, and it's super pretty and it's super colorful. I hope you enjoyed this corner to corner bookmark tutorial. Until next time, happy crocheting everyone. Bye!